Okay, hello there, I'm Dennis. And in this video, we're going to install and look at GhostBSD. But I wanted to show you FreeBSD finally released their patch 6. I guess finally is not the right word. About a week ago now, I received this patch 6. Okay, OS release 13.0, patch 6. We're going to look at GhostBSD. Here's their website right here. You go to Distro Watch and look at them. It's FreeBSD, based on FreeBSD, and the country of origin is listed as Canada. It comes in two different desktops, the Monte and the XFCE, although there are others. And we'll look at that maybe here in a second. This is their homepage, ghostbsd.org. Simple, elegant, and it is BSD. The latest news, the ISO is available. Click on the latest news, and here that is. Tells you a little bit more about what it actually does. One of the interesting things I found here was P7zip, a archiver, apparently had a security. It hadn't been updated since 2016. Wanted to see that. I got it somewhere. Yeah, right here. P7zip software has not been maintained since 2016. So at this point, 8 years. That's a long time for a single package. Times change, and it says that he wasn't able to remove that from the ISO. I think it has already taken place because the I run the command that they show right here, and I had a different message. It was not P7zip at all, so it must not be an issue at this point. It gives you a little more on it. Basically says the same thing, gives you a chance to comment though and offer support if you run into that. So let's minimize this. What I've done, I've got it set up in my virtual box, and I've already installed it. And for the people that don't know the OpenRC installer, when you click on that install GhostBSD icon, double click it, the first card you're going to see come up is it says, wants to know what language do you want the installer to install in. For me, it was English. Second card, I selected the generic 105 key PC. For the keyboard, English. In a virtual box, it's so not so important, but it is important, but it's not completely. Anyway, the time zone, set up that'll be your next step. Your next step here, I normally set up custom partitioning, what they call advanced partitioning here, but I was interested to see what it would do. And so I left it at full disk encryption. Go to the next setup here. For the boot option, none of these were even an option. First of all, I'm in BIOS, and because I didn't do the advanced in partitioning, only option I have here was FreeBSD BIOS loader only, which was fine. That's what I needed. All right, here I set up a password. Now, clearly I selected the bash shell. You have all these options, SH, C shell, T shell, fish, RBash, KSH, and ZSH. I selected bash. The next card you'll see will be the installation is actually started. It's going to partition the disk the way it wanted to and install the operating system. And the next screen this took about 7 minutes in this virtual box, which is not too bad. The next screen you'll get will be restart, and that's what you'll do. I've got it set up, and I've already installed it here. This is the Mate desktop. Didn't figure there's a whole lot of need to set through that OpenRC installer no longer than a person has to. After you've seen one OpenRC installer, you can just about bet you're going to be okay. Which is fine. That makes it really easy especially for a new user. Not a lot of options. Enter your name and select a password, which is different you can bypass that in Windows. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give it my password. Take a few minutes to load. VirtualBox guest editions are installed. In order to pull this shared folder over, all I had to do was go into devices and enable the bidirectional drag and drop and bidirectional and shared. I didn't insert the guest editions, they were already there. All I did was, oh yeah, where's the settings? Shared network settings. Should have been right there. Shared folders. I don't even know if I enabled this or did this. Nope, I didn't. Now in the VirtualBox itself, maybe, I don't know. It's not loaded. I don't have a clue. Anyway, this is the desktop you'll get, and as you can guess, my biggest thing, BSD said they changed their wallpapers. Here, I'll read some of this. This is a web page right here. I'll put this in the link. This is that news article. Latest release is now available. This new ISO contains fixes, improvements, and software updates. The installer hanging out at the cleaning stage for ZFS file system installation got fixed, and OpenRC and dhcpcd, dealing with the internet, were removed from the base code. Furthermore, automation configuration for HD 7000 series and older GPUs has been added. So if you got an older computer and you're running that GPU, that's good news for you. He also added the support for OS release. Here's a couple ways you can get to that and look at it yourself. To show GhostBSD name and the GhostBSD version, and it will. I'll show you this. And the P7 zip vulnerability. I run that command. We'll run it again in this system right here. In fact, let me see. Oh, Dennis is home. That's probably where I should have went for ease. Documents. I just took a couple notes to make it easier. This is the Mate desktop. If you're familiar with Mate, you'll know how this menus work. We're going to open up a terminal, and according to that vulnerability, it said to run this right here. You can make that bigger. Yep. Paste that in there. Give it my password. And see, where was it? Latest news, the vulnerability. Here's the vulnerability that they've listed here. But in my GhostBSD that I just installed this morning, downloaded it last night, installed it this morning, a URI parser is vulnerable. So going by what their information is, the advice would be to probably delete it. I'm guessing. It didn't say what to do with this vulnerability. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure this installation sent a report back to GhostBSD, and I have no problem with that. Maybe that would get fixed rather quickly here. Let's see. But while we're here, this is if you're interested in a BSD and you're using GhostBSD, commands that you can use is sudo pkg base update. And I'm going to go ahead and run a couple of these at one time. Sudo pkg upgrade. And that's how you would update and upgrade your system. You run update, sort of like Pac-Man SYY. And the upgrade would be SYYU. To search, it would be simply pkg search in whatever package you wanted to find. And no Max is available, and I don't see any indication that it is installed. I didn't install it. I haven't done anything really. I did do one thing. I made sure the shared folder was here, and I went to their update center software station, yeah, and installed Kden version 21.12.0. And I wanted to find out if that audio wave form issue had been corrected either by Kden Live or FreeBSD. And this is 12. We add a clip. We'll go to the shared folder, which I've already looked at. Actually, we'll just import a wave. And if anything stands a chance of showing a wave, it would be a wave. As you can see, it'll play, but it will not show the waveform. And that's very important in a video editor. So let's see. Let's go to System, Preferences, Hardware. We got the display, which we don't need it in this virtual box. Keyboard shortcuts. The mouse, let's see if we got any. No real options and no way to go back to that. Let's see, isn't there just a control center to do it all in one spot? Yeah. So you got print settings. You can adjust your printer or install a printer. Software station, that's what I was just talking about. Let's open that up so you can see it if this is your first time in GhostBSD. And the problem with the search here, I don't know how to explain that. When you go to search for a software and it's more than 3 or 4 letters, it won't show you what you're continuing to type. And it syncs with the repos, and it takes it a minute to update. So I can just show you this real quick. Let's see. Let's look for a simple screen recorder. And you can already see it stopped. So I'm not even going to continue that. It does work. It does work. Displays, if you had more than one monitor, that's where you would set them up. Keyboard, if you wanted to change anything about your keyboard and its preferences there. Keyboard shortcuts. Now that's a pretty nice feature right there to be able to change some of your keyboard shortcuts here or key bindings. And you can see a lot of them here. You can see what they already are. So that even that's a better or a very nice feature. Time and date manager, 1216. That's right. I don't need to mess with it. Power management for especially important if you're on a laptop. I'm just going to close that out. And mouse, I think we just looked at that. Yeah. Network proxy appearance. Here's where you could change some of the settings on the way it looked. Here's your dark appearance. Vmix. I'd rather use the Vmix dark. You can actually I believe right here where it says customize, yeah, you can change this a little bit. Well, there is no close. Yeah, right there. Let's go to the Vmix dark. Let's just keep it at that. Backgrounds. They did add some new backgrounds. Go through the that. If I can get this out of the way. That's pretty nice. This one I think I've seen before. This one I don't recall. This one I don't recall. I do recall them having the mountain that looked like in the United States. It looked like maybe somewhere in the Wyoming, around the Grand Canyon, around in that area. This I think I've seen on another distribution, I believe, or something very similar to it. That's an awesome photograph. Imagine being the person that took that. Having some issues with the graphics there in this virtual box. Yeah, they added a couple, so that's pretty nice. Oh, did I close out the control center? Must have. Main menu. So here you can adjust some of the things you don't like about your menu. Add some you call them headers, I guess, and then some other applications to go in it. Add a new item. Need to know the name and the command to get to it. Its location, basically. Station tweak. I don't know what that is. Oh, I see. Nice. Just take those off. Interface. It's all good. But it's nice to see it's there. I can see why people like GhostBSD. It does try to be easier than FreeBSD. I guess that would be a point of argument for anybody. I mean, that's just a difference in what a person likes and don't likes. Startup applications, they sure made a lot of things easy, though. You got to give them that. I give credit where credit's due. They made a lot of stuff easy, and they provide a lot of software. Unfortunately, that one software, for me, does not work. Not on a virtual box, and it didn't work on real hardware. It works, it just don't show you the waveform. And that should just about do it with the illustration here. We've seen the menu. We know what they've got. I think we do. It's pretty easy to see. Pluma file editor. That's what I opened up a while ago to copy those commands. Graphics. We get an image viewer, a color selector, Shotwell for organizing your photographs. Firefox web browser comes in by default. Let's see. I haven't even opened that up. Transmission for your torrent needs. Got all that stuff. Cancel. I have no idea what just happened. Told it to show the menu bar. All right, this is 95.0.2 version. So that comes in by default. Office, you don't get a whole lot, but you get a few things that could help you through. A calendar that you can schedule events and put in contacts and such. A PDF viewer, Atril document viewer. Programming, you get the Qt5 assistant and designer. Sound and video, I did install Kdenlive. Rhythmbox sound VLC player design that comes in by default. See, sound, this is what looks like Pulse Audio. It might be wrong, I don't know, but it's what it looks like. At least some version of it, maybe. System tools, Kajai, file search, file browser. Decomp editor, fish shell, htop. I did install that. Might as well open it up. We're using 627 megs, if that's any indication of its use. System resource usage. Log file viewer, the disk usage analyzer. Sources. Here we got 625, so that's pretty close. System, GhostBSD, release 22.0.12. January the 12th, the year 2022, Mate version 1.260. Huh. It was something I was wanting to show, but I guess I can't because I can't remember what it is. But so that's going to do it for this video. I think we've looked around in the GhostBSD, and it's not a bad system. Yeah, I encourage anybody that would be wanting to look at a FreeBSD to look at GhostBSD first. There are a lot of great videos out there on how to use it. RoboNoogie comes to mind. So I'm going to shut this virtual box down. Close out my virtual box and say thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a great one. Peace out, guys. Bye. Close out. There it goes. Nope. Look, I closed virtual box and it's still running. Only on Linux. Now, I don't know if that happened. You'd probably get some kind of crash on Windows. Anyway, peace out, guys. Bye.